Welcome back, everyone's the Bourbon Judge. We are back at it, yes again, with a brand new release coming from Bakers. So when you think about Bakers as a whole, first and foremost, what kind of stands out? Obviously, it's a Jim Beam sub product. Many of us, when you're out bourbon hunting, there are always like certain liquor stores that have a great bourbon selection. All of those stores always have the original version. The Baker 7 looks just like this, but not the high rye bourbon. So that is all the way across the board. You always see the standard Baker 7. Many of us, including myself, we're a big fan of Jim Beam sub products, as well as the Baker 7 by itself. And then Jim Beam did a nice little curveball, changed up a little bit. In the last month, they come out with this brand new release. Same look and feel, except for it, as it says right here on the front, it is the high rye bourbon. High rye. Let me go ahead and open this up. All right, so what do we know about this brand new release? So this one came out about a month ago, but originally it was at the distillery only. So at the distillery only, about a month ago came out, and I had heard about it, heard a lot of good things from a lot of good, friends in the whiskey world, if you will. And the cool thing about it is that while it came out originally at the distillery, it's now hitting shelves. So, for example, by me, this came out. I heard from one of my store connections that this came out. They're like, "Oh yeah, we just got in." I'm like, "Yep, go ahead, sign me up for that bottle." So, all right, what do we know about this one in particular? So again, Jim Beam sub product, came out very recent in the last month. It is a limited release, as it says here on the front. So it's a limited release, and it's a high rye bourbon. Now, there's a couple of things about this. It's also a single barrel. So each and every bottle that's out there will always have a different age statement. So for example, it's always going to be at least 7 years, hence the reason why they have the big 7 on the front. But for my single barrel, mine is actually aged 7 years and 9 months, as it says right here on the label. 7 years and 9 months. So that's that. Next thing is, it's a high rye bourbon. So they're changing up. It's not the standard bourbon mash bill that they use for the standard Baker 7. What we don't know, now the big question mark is, what is the actual mash bill breakdown? That, unfortunately, Bakers or Jim Beam, they did not share with us. But we do know, obviously, it is a high rye mash bill. So there's obviously more rye in the mash bill. That we do know for a fact. We just don't know how much more. That's the only, caveat, if you will, to this whole situation. Cool? All right. Still same, age 7 years, 107 proof. All that stays the same. And MSRP, about the same as well, about $70, $75, depending on exactly where you do find it at. All right. Let's go ahead and get into this real quick. It's very dark, not bad. I like the color, not bad at all. Let's get into the nose real quick. This is going to be interesting because when I think of Bakers, it's your very traditional, Kentucky bourbon, almost like a salty corn kind of a note. So salty, a lot more, almost like a peanut kind of a note, if you will, in the nose. Be very interested to see, having more rye in the mash bill, how does that change things as a whole? We shall see. All right, here we go. That's interesting. Well, I guess it kind of makes sense in a way. Wow, that extra rye, it does make a big difference. Where I traditionally get almost like a peanut, salty peanut kind of a note, if you will, a traditional Baker's product. The extra rye, by far, you definitely get a good bit of in the nose here, a good bit of almost like a minty, peppery kind of a note. But it creates almost in many ways, almost like a citrus note in some ways. So it's like a minty, peppery note, but there's also like a splash of citrus in there as well. Almost like a burnt orange peel kind of a note. Wow, that's different. I didn't expect that one. I mean, I expected the pepper and the mint, but that burnt orange peel, didn't expect that. That was a little bit of a curveball. Huh. All right. Age 7 years, or my bottle, 7 years and 9 months. Still 107 proof. So they stuck with all the basics, which is good. But just a smidge more rye in the mash bill. Judge, you can only nose bourbon for so long. At some point, you got to go ahead and sip it and enjoy it. Hey, real quick, 3 quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. Let me know, have you tried this? And if so, what are your thoughts? Last but not least, please make sure you also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get notification each and every time I release new content. Cool? All right. Cheers. Oh yeah, that's different. Wow. That is very different and interesting. It has, like, even in the nose, the core of this is the traditional baker's note, right? Tons of peanuts, a bit salty in a way, right? A little bit of salt, but tons of peanuts, a good bit of like oak, a good bit of leather as well. But the mint, the pepper, as well as like that burnt orange peel, that comes through also in the mid and the back of the palate too. Ooh, that's different. That is definitely different. Wow. I didn't know what to expect going into this, just because Baker's has such like a unique profile. So making it a high rye bourbon, you didn't really know what to expect. The mint and the pepper notes, that combined along with the orange peel, it's spicy, but it's sweet at the same time. But it's a very unique spice because it's almost like a citrus kind of a spice that impacts like the those peanut notes in a very unique way. Oh, wow, that's different. All right. So, Judge, let me know. Is this a buy, a do not buy, or what else could it be? This, in my humble opinion, is a split decision. This is not just an instant buy, but it's also not a do not buy at the same time. This might need to open up a little bit. What's unique about this is that when you think of like Jim Beam, you think of, especially like with Baker's, you always have like that peanut forwardness, if you will, in a lot of their bourbons. However, with this product, because there's a lot more rye in the mash bill, it gives almost like a citrusy, peppery kind of a note, and that is just very different. So this is one where I would say definitely either try it at a bar, try it at a friend's house. This is definitely a unique pour. It's slightly different. That orange peel, the mint and the pepper combined with like that peanut forwardness, if you will, from a standard traditional Baker's product, makes it slightly different. I'm not honestly sure how I feel about this. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. It's a TBD. Try it first. Let me know your thoughts. Hey friends, until the next time, peace, cheers, and as we always will say in this courtroom, salute. Take care.